The Kevin Ware injury. Wow. This is one of the saddest moments I've ever seen in sports. It's a really scary and sad injury, especially for anybody that plays basketball, because the way it happened, it just doesn't make sense. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, if you haven't seen this injury, I'm sure you can find the footage, you can find the pictures, you can do that if you want to see it. I don't really recommend doing that, but there was just no way for me to avoid it. I'm on Twitter, it's blowing up on Twitter. People were sending me pictures of it on Twitter. They sent me the video of it. So I saw it, and I wish I didn't see it. And I went to sleep last night later than I wanted to because I was just laying there in bed trying to sleep, but I couldn't get the picture out of my mind and the way it happened. Because the way it happened, that's the saddest part. That was the worst part. He didn't even collide with anybody. It's not as if he went up for a dunk and then somebody fouled him and then he fell awkwardly and then it happened. He jumped into open space. There was nobody there. Everything looked fine. And then when he landed, his shin literally just popped. It just popped out of his leg. I've never broken anything in my life, a finger. I've never dislocated anything. So I can't even imagine the amount of pain that he felt when he came down like that. Everybody was shocked. The announcers were shocked. His teammates were shocked. Nobody knew what to do. It's a very bad vision. And then, of course, everybody's got to continue to play that game. So the good news is that his team was able to get the win. And he's recovering. He went into surgery. He's got a cast on now. He's walking in crutches. And people are saying that he might even be able to come back and play basketball in about a year or so. And that's really what I want to talk about. Is I want to talk about recovering from this injury, because mentally, this is going to be a tough injury to come back from. If you think of players that have been injured, when they're rehabilitating, when they first come back, mentally you can see what happens to them. You can see them favoring the other leg or the other knee. You can see them questioning their movements. Let's think about somebody like Derrick Rose. Steve OS on Twitter posted a picture of Derrick Rose dunking before a game, and he jumped off the leg that wasn't injured, and then he landed back on the leg that wasn't injured first. And that's a little weird for dunking, because normally you don't see that. You just see people, they lift off from their left leg mainly, slam it down, and they might, it just depends. They just land on whatever leg is first. But with his dunk, it was almost like he wanted to land on that good leg. He wanted to take off on that good leg. And mentally, it's going to be kind of hard to shake what happened. The way you got injured is always going to be in your mind. And so when Derrick Rose comes back, that's one of the things that's going to be interesting to see, because he got injured doing a hop step layup. So does that mean that he's going to stop doing hop step layups when he goes into the paint? We don't know. But now Kevin Ware, he got injured trying to contest a shot. He was making a simple basketball play, a hustle play. Somebody was left wide open, and he ran to close out. He jumped up in the air, and then he landed, and that happened. I mean, something like that happening to you, so gruesome. How do you bounce back? How do you recover from that? How do you go to being able to move and playing basketball again, and then when you see somebody wide open, how do you actually go over there to contest that shot? Because it's not like he landed on somebody awkwardly. No, he jumped and flew by the offensive player and just landed. And he landed all by himself. It looked like he landed good, and then just pop. So if he is able to fully recover and actually come back and play basketball still, hopefully he can get that out of his mind. I know a lot of people are speculating right now that he could lose his college scholarship. It's possible that they could drop him since he got injured and he loses his college scholarship. Now, obviously, this injury is so mainstream right now that if they did that, in the eyes of the public, they would seem evil. They would seem unfair. They'd get a lot of bad publicity for that. The craziest thing about all of this is after he's down on the ground like that and he's getting ready to be taken off the court, He tells his teammates to win the game. He put so much pressure on his teammates to win the game still, even though he went down like that and everybody's crying, they're going crazy, they don't know what to do. He told them to win the game, and they actually did win the game. So that's amazing. Emotionally, that's just amazing to see that his teammates were able to win that game, and they won big. Going forward, it'll be interesting to see what Louisville can do. Will they win it all? Will they keep advancing after this, or will they get eliminated here in the next round? So go ahead and leave me your thoughts in the comments section, and I have a question for you. If you were him, do you think you could make the comeback? Would you feel comfortable if you did recover, jumping to contest jump shots? Because it was something so simple as that, you know. I don't know if I could. Because right now, after seeing that injury, I'm looking down at my own shins. I'm like, should I jump around like that? Even though that's such a rare, you don't really see that happening. But to see it with your own eyes, it's bad for the brain. It really is. That's why I don't even recommend you watching it if you haven't seen it already. I wouldn't watch it. Now this game is almost finished, so let me talk about the gameplay for a little bit. I'm trying out a new signature skill. I put on Bruiser. It's all because of that game against the Chicago Bulls. When I got tired, I said, hey, let me try this cheese out and see if it works. So I swapped that position for defensive anchor. The reason I did that is because defensive anchor, there goes my triple-double. I got my 10th rebound. The reason I switched out defensive anchor is because I have a suspicion that the level 3 signature skills are bugged. So I said, let me use that and see what happens. So far, I can't tell if it works because Aaron Brooks, he didn't really get tired. And I pressed up on the D-pad so I can see when Bruiser activates. It activates anytime I'm doing a crossover move and we collide together, or if I'm defending his crossover moves and he's bumping into me. So if you watch the gameplay over, you'll see like right there, you see how Bruiser lit up? Just because he's bumping me in the back court. So Aaron Brooks, he didn't really have a good game, so maybe it did work. I don't know. I'm just going to have to try it out, test it some more. The only bad thing is that since I'm a point guard, my strength is capped at 70. So if I want level 2 Bruiser, I need to have an 80 in strength, and I don't think I can get there. I don't know if there's any equipment that I can wear that can boost it up enough. I don't think so. I think I can only have level 1. So I'll keep it on for a few games and see how it works. I got a big game coming up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I'll see if that helps us out in that game, because you know they're going to have Bruiser on their big men. Now, one thing I did find out is that if you run over a pick, that doesn't drain your energy. Because in this, I was setting picks on other players. I didn't see it light up. And also, when I ran over players on pick and rolls, through their pick and rolls, I didn't see it either. So I remember in the live game, I was saying I need to avoid Noah and Boozer whenever they set a screen, but I guess not. I guess I need to avoid them on rebounds and on any other contact like that. Only 1 turnover in this game, pretty good.
You picked up 14 assists tonight. Any perspective on how you led the way with your assists?
Yeah, I was just playing within myself and following the flow of the offense. I know that my guys will be running their behinds off trying to get open, and it's my job to keep my head up and hit them when they get some space. So really, all the credit should go to them for how tirelessly they worked to create the chances that they did. For me, it was just more of holding on to the ball long enough for them to do their thing.